Montanans was our sovereignty. And I guess there are several areas that pertain to our sovereignty. Immigration might be one of the big things threatening our sovereignty right now, the idea that we're supposed to form some sort of a union with Canada and Mexico and open borders and all that sort of stuff. And there seems to be a lot of concern about that. What ideas do you have on immigration?
Well, Tom, I'm not sure who came up with the idea of an open border with regarding superhighways, NAFTA, and allowing people to flood across the borders at will. I'm not sure which brilliant politician in Washington came up with that idea that thought that was a good thing. But I can tell you definitively that Americans, and Montanans in particular, figure that we should be following the law, that immigration as a procedure, there's a legal way to do it. And we understand that there are certain markets in America that may require workers from other countries. It may happen. But we also need to know that they're here. And we don't think that it's a good idea for us to be paying their health care, for us to be paying their welfare checks while they're not working, for us to be eating the Social Security costs that they're incurring, and so on and so forth, not to mention drug trafficking and crime. So Montanans understand that basic fact, that the border is a function that should be completely secured at all times. The mere fact that Congress has failed to do that is, in my mind, an act of treason, because the Constitution is very clear. It is the job of Congress to secure this country, and Congress has failed. And when Congress has failed, they can give you all the excuses in the world, but the fact is they failed. And as the next United States Senator from Montana, I won't fail. I will make absolutely certain that Congress gets it, and we will fight that fight every minute of every day until we get those borders secured.
Are you talking about a fence and border guards and a different form of entry for migrant workers? Because obviously there is a need for migrant workers in this country.
There is, and the way to do it is to make sure that we identify those employers and those businesses and those industries that do need workers, that have a shortage. I know in the California Central Valley they've needed those workers for many, many, many years. But we identify those needs, and we make sure we track those workers. We make sure that they are where they're supposed to be. Aside from that, that border needs to be shut down. We have an army, and folks, the United States Army has got the job of securing the borders of the United States. And yet, for some reason, Washington politicians decide not to do it. And again, I can't emphasize enough that, in my opinion, that's a breach of their duty. So I will do everything that I can do to make sure those borders are secured, and stop at nothing to make sure it happens.
So there's a difference between legal and illegal migrant workers, and the thing to do about it is to make sure that only the legals get here.
Absolutely right.
Okay.